down in this monkey form now, Frankenstein, and I want to know what the fuck you're doing with my time.
Hey guys, what's up, and happy Rocktober. It's John Grom, the John Pants Player, the best in the world, here on this lovely October 1st, everybody. I am loving the month of October already. The leaves are falling, the rain is here, there's a hurricane supposedly on its way named Joaquin. I don't know why. Is it Joaquin Phoenix? I have no idea. We'll never know. But all I've been doing is watching horror movies the past few days. Yeah, I know I'm a little early. I was watching late September, the 20s or whatever, but I have been enjoying them. I've been enjoying them thoroughly, and I've been watching, what did I watch? I watched both Trilogy of Terrors. I watched the first two Hellraisers. May watch the third Hellraiser after I have to go to work kind of thing after this, but when I come home, I'm thinking I'm going to watch Hellraiser 3. All the Hellraisers are on Netflix, by the way, so if you want to check those out. Maybe I'm going to do some reviews for those. I don't know. I'm not really decided on that yet, but since I have to go to work in a little while, I'm not going to review those now. Instead, I'm going to review one of my all-time favorite horror films, zombie films. Yes, and if you don't know about the shirt, this awesome Fright Rags shirt of Joe Pilato being ripped apart by zombies, it is El Dia de los Muertos, also known as George A. Romero's Day of the Dead from 1985. Absolute fucking classic. I absolutely love this movie, and there's actually, I feel certain ways about this movie that a lot would probably be surprised, because if you know me well, my favorite all-time horror movie is Dawn of the Dead from George Romero that had come out 7 years prior to this, and it's one of those things where some aspects of this movie I really do believe are done better than Dawn of the Dead, and I actually like this movie in certain ways more than my favorite movie of all time, which you probably head scratcher, and how could he say that? But maybe I'll get into it, maybe I won't, but let's review this sumbitch. And before I do start, granted, this is a movie I watch around October. I don't know why. It's not like a Halloween-themed movie. It's a straight-up zombie movie with, Tom Savini effects and Nicotero and Berger and all the boys. To me, this is their masterpiece. Not even mentioning Romero or the storyline. The effects in this movie are absolutely better than Dawn of the Dead's effects. I have no problem saying that. I think about 99% of people would agree with me. In Dawn of the Dead, the effects, the color of the blood, the blue zombies, all that stuff, that's the charm of Dawn of the Dead, and that's the reason that it's a comic book movie, and that's the reason that part of the reason that I love it and the charm of it. But this movie is phenomenal effects, unbelievable stuff. You have Dr. Frankenstein, and he's dissecting all the zombies, and the effects there, and the effects of this is absolutely insane, and there are stories behind it and stuff. But let me get into the plot after, going crazy about Savini and the boys. So you got Day of the Dead. This is George Romero. George Romero originally wanted to shoot a bigger movie than this, and when I say that, he wrote a movie that would have required a $6 million budget. But I believe they told him that if we will give you the $6 million, however, you can't make it unrated. It can't be an X rating. It has to be an R rating. George said, "Fuck you. I'll take $3.5 million. I'll go make my movie that I want to make. I'll make my revisions to the script, and I'll go from there." So you have basically the scientists and military people, and they're pretty much in this underground bunker, and the zombie apocalypse is far in the future now. I don't know if it's 7 years after Dawn of the Dead, in time, movie-wise time. To me, it's 10, 15, even 20 years after the fact, because there are no people left, and I believe in the movie they say there's 400,000 zombies to one human, or something like that, statistically wise, so there's no humans left, and these military people are run by Joe Pilato, a.k.a. Captain Rhodes, who absolutely gives one of the best over-the-top, awesome performances of this higher official, and has this Napoleon complex, and what a phenomenal character. I love the character. He's just so I'm in charge here. Shoot that woman, Steele, and all the classic lines, and choke on him. Yeah, this shirt is fucking awesome. I don't know. I think it's out of print now on FrightRags.com, but it's a really awesome shirt. I could be wrong about that though, so definitely check. FrightRags.com is where I got this, and it was pretty cheap when I got it. I think I got it on sale. But you have, him and Laurie Cardell, who plays Sarah, and she's pretty much the main character of the movie, and she's trying to kind of make fence, how do I put this? Like, mend the fences between the militaries and the scientists, and because the scientists and Dr. Frankenstein, played by Richard Liberty, who was also in Romero's The Crazies, he wants to find a way to eradicate the problem, to make the problem, work itself out, and maybe research the zombies' brains and make them do certain things, and almost treat them like pets, try to learn to live with them, because there's no way you're going to kill all of them. There's not enough bullets, there's not enough knives, there aren't enough weapons anymore to kill all these things, So, but Pilato and the boys, they want to do all they want to do is see if they can just kill all the zombies and get a little loving from themselves from Sarah. And I just love the kind of riff between the two. And there's this scene. This is a pretty long dinner scene, and Dr. Frankenstein comes late, and he's like, "I told you to come here on fucking time." And there's so much unnecessary cursing in this movie, and so much racism. Like, this movie's really politically incorrect. Like, throughout the whole movie, he's calling Laurie Cardell's I guess her love interest, kind of. They never really say whether they are or they aren't, but he's like this Spanish guy, and the guy keeps calling him a yellow spick bastard, but I thought yellow meant Asian. Like, I don't understand why he's calling him yellow. He's like, "You dirty yellow bastard." Like, he calls him that, I'm not kidding, like 10 times in the movie, and it makes no sense any of the 10 times. But, sorry, I know I'm rambling, jumping all over the place, but these two are trying to, they're just arguing, bickering back and forth, and a lot of this movie is bickering back and forth. There is, the first half of the movie, or even the first 3/4 of the movie, is a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of, "Fuck you, I think this, and you're going to do it my way, or we're going to fucking kill you," kind of thing. And it's so cool how they have in these underground bunkers, like, they have this little chamber where they capture zombies, and they do research on them, and Richard Liberty's character, Dr. Frankenstein, is doing all these insane fucking things to them, and there's one scene where the zombie tries to get up, and its guts spill out, and it's insane, and there's a drill to the head, and it's a lot of really crazy X-rated stuff, which is amazing that he did it on such a low budget of $3.5 million as opposed to the $6 million that he should have gotten, because that's ridiculous, in my opinion. At least George should have been given the $6 million to make the goddamn movie. But that's Hollywood for you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so basically after that, Laurie Cardell's character is trying to go around. She's going around to Terry Alexander character, who is this, like, the pilot of the people, him and this other white dude, and they're just chilling in their little Caribbean bunker, I guess. Like, they have a little, like, trailer in the back, and she's talking with them about, life and the problems that they're facing every day. And there's a lot of cool dialogue scenes. I mean, granted, a lot of people say this movie's boring, and I could totally understand if you feel that way, and I could totally understand how this movie was hated when it came out, because it essentially was hated because it wasn't Dawn of the Dead. It's almost like the same thing like Halloween 3. Well, not the same, but like Halloween 3 is hated because there's no Michael Myers, and it wasn't like any of the other Halloween movies. Does that make it a bad movie? Absolutely not. This movie has that syndrome. Like, Dawn of the Dead, from beginning, middle to end, is just crazy action, awesome dialogue, awesome characters, people that you care about. These people, you care about certain ones, but you don't care about all of them. And also, there's not a lot of action until the very end. But when it gets to the action, holy shit, like, hold on to your seat kind of action. I mean, awesome stuff. And Richard Liberty's main kind of protege, I guess you want to say, zombie, his main zombie pet is named Bub. And he's played by Richard Sherman, or is it Richard? Not Richard Sherman. Jesus Christ, Howard Sherman. Richard Sherman is the fucking cornerback on the Seahawks. Sorry, I got football on the mind, ladies and gentlemen. The freaking Steelers are playing tonight, and I'm gonna miss it because I'll be at shitty old work. But Bub is awesome character. They play music in his ears, and he's sort of the good zombie, and he's teaching him how to do things, and he gives him a razor blade, a book, and all this certain stuff, and he's trying to show the other scientists and the military guys that it can be humanized, and he is not like the rest of the zombies, not as aggressive. and he's trying to make that point, and eventually he kind of runs out of time, and this whole fucking craziness ensues from there, because one of Sarah's boyfriend, I guess, again, they never really explain if it's him or not, he gets to this control panel that lets them in and out of the bunker underground, and he lets all the zombies in, and then there's just this fucking insanity scene. Like, the last act of this movie is absolutely insane. That people turn on each other, they set some of the scientists free in the caves, and then one of the scientists brings all these zombies down, and all these great characters like Steel, played by Gary Clark, fucking holy fucking shit. Like, I love that horrible language in this movie. It's just great. Like, that I would love to know how many times the word holy fucking shit or holy shit or fuck, and how many times it's used in this movie. How many curses are in this movie? It's got to be easily in the hundreds, because it's fucking hilarious. Like, every other word is fuck. And I mean, it's violent, it's gory, it has all that good stuff towards the end. Of course, Joe Pilato's character is easily my favorite. Maybe my favorite of the series, of the Dead series. I always really loved his character. I just thought it was really entertaining from the first time I saw it as a kid. Yeah, I saw this movie really, really young, by the way. Granted, I don't have the Blu-ray, the Scream Factory, Shout Factory Blu-ray. I don't have the Anchor Bay Blu-ray. I just have the shitty old Divamax fucking DVD. I got this from Hollywood Video for 50 cents when they were going out of business, and, you know, I'm glad to have it, to be honest with you. I should upgrade, because granted it's pretty shitty DVD. There's a bonus features disc, which I really do like, and there's like a 30-minute or so making of the movie, and interview with Romero, the composer, and Tom Savini, Nicotero, you know, all those main guys, and TV spots, trailers, all that good stuff. But this is definitely a movie that, I mean, everybody should check out. I don't know if it's a Halloween perfect movie. I don't know if it's a, you know, October, everybody watches Day of the Dead. It's definitely not that. But it's just a movie that I always really, really enjoyed for the gore, for the pacing, and I think it's Romero's, like, one of his last true masterpieces, because after this, I'm not big on Monkey Shines, as though I know some people are. I'm not big on The Dark Half. I'm not big on Bruiser. You know, The Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead's probably my favorite of the new Dead ones, and Survival of the Dead, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking there, but this is, to me, his last, like, true masterpiece. Like, there's nothing wrong with the movie. Like, I wouldn't change anything about this movie. It's a shame that it kind of died at the box office when it came out. It's a shame that people kind of judged it because it wasn't Dawn of the Dead and it wasn't Night of the Living Dead, but it was something completely different. It was something completely fucking out there, and I always loved this movie from the first time I saw it, and in some aspects, like I said, it is better than Dawn of the Dead, in my opinion. It's better made, I think. But that's all for now. If you want to check out Day of the Dead, it might be on Netflix, I'm not positive, but it shouldn't be too hard to find on the internet. Granted, the Blu-rays, I heard both editions are really sick. You know, tons of features, and I've heard nothing but good about those, but I may be back either tomorrow or Saturday. Granted, I'm doing shit both tomorrow and Saturday, but I'm going to try to find space to see if I can make another video. Maybe I'll talk about the Hellraiser movies. Maybe I'll talk about Trilogy of Terror 2. Maybe if anybody wants me to suggest something to review, you can totally comment below. If I feel like reviewing it and I want to review it for the month of Rocktober, I totally will. So that's going to be all for now. I am the Pajama Pants Player. I am the best in the world. I am John Grande, and I will see you guys later. Peace.